Okay, hello, happy Friday, everyone. Let me know as you're joining. Let me know if you're watching and you can hear me and see me. So excited to be back here live. It's been a little while. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and festive period. Say hey as you're joining. I'm so excited to be here and talking about this today. Right, I'm just gonna check that we are live in the group, and I see Jill's watching. Hey Jill, how are you doing? Okay, I can see you all joining. Hey, how is everyone? Happy New Year. So it's been a little while since I've showed up in this capacity, and that's because I've been really focused on myself and my growth, but also my human side of my development. Hey Vicky, hello beautiful lady, how are you all doing? I know, I'm so excited to be here. This is my first live in this group of the new year. Super excited. Okay, so you found me, Christine. Hey Christine, hi lovely Christine, how are you doing? So just say hey as you're joining. If you're watching on the replay, let me know you're watching on the replay. Any questions that you've got, pop them in comments, and if I miss them on the live, I will come back to them. I have got my cacao with me today. I know Christine, you loved saying cacao like a parrot. So, and I've got it in my White Witch mug because do you know what? Fuck it, right? I'm a White Witch, so I'm going to own that part of me today. And I am going to talk about some of that magic, okay? So let me know, pop a one in comments. Who else here is a White Witch? Who else needs a cauldron mug today? Christine, I think this will resonate with you as well. Okay, so right, it doesn't show me that I'm live in the group, but you're all here, so that's the important thing. Christine, you're excited to be here and you don't have any cacao left. Christine, you need to get yourself some more. Get yourself some more, my lovely. Okay, yay, here we go. Right, so we are live in the groups, that's fab. I just wanted to make sure I can see all your comments. It doesn't always show me on the phone. Okay, and I will sip my cacao as we go, although it's a bit hot right now, but I've done myself a ceremonial dose today, owning my spiritual guidance and my truth. So I'm going to talk to you about the secret truth to magic spiritual development today. Vicky's a White Witch too. Woo woo. Come in, White Witches. I'm also like really in touch with my inner child at the moment, so yeah, there may be some silliness that happens throughout this live today. So I've got the Rebecca Campbell Starseed Oracle cards here as well, and we're going to be doing readings, and I'm going to be doing readings specifically around what I'm going to be talking to you about today, which is the secret truth to your spiritual development. Now, this was something that, because I gave myself some time off over the Christmas and New Year period to rest and recharge and get back in touch with that mason jar of energy that I've got within my body. 1st of January, I woke up, I grabbed my whiteboard and bosh, it came in and it flowed through me. Exactly what it is that I'm here to do, what my purpose is on this planet, and what I need to teach. Okay, hi Sean, lovely to have you here too, thanks for joining. Okay, so this came through and it was like rocket fuel. On the 1st of January, I sat down, I got my whiteboard out. In fact, do you want to see? So this is sneak peek. Actually, let me know if you want to see. Do you want to know secret? Let me know in comments. Are you ready? Okay, so this is my whiteboard. Okay, so all this information I wrote down in about 3 minutes on the 1st of January, and it came through like rocket fuel. It was this download of information, and because I'd rested and because I'd kind of taken the time to get my body into a calm state, out of fight or flight mode, I'd gone back into a lot of fight or flight mode with the move. Like, there'd been so much going on, trying to integrate the dogs and the cats, getting to know each other, issues with the house, all sorts going on. So I really had to just go back and reset my nervous system and calm down. And because I did that, hey Chance, how are you? How are you doing? I think this will also resonate with you. So because I did that, I had this massive download of information, and it was like rocket fuel, and it came through. And that was that there is a big part missing in terms of our development, okay? So this is like, it came through and it was like, bosh, this is truth. So a lot of the time, I think we get caught up in like the, for want of a better word, you could have sent frequencies. Maybe you did, Christine. It was like rocket fuel. Oh, you mean when I was in? Yeah, you did though, didn't you? Because you did the December training in the Happy Calm and Flow Club, Christine. So you did send frequencies. So thank you so much, Christine, for that. That was amazing. So it came through like rocket fuel. It was like, bosh, this is what we need to do. And this is what I'm being told. This is what I feel. This is also, as a Manny Jen, I respond to everything that the audience says, everything my clients say, everything that you're saying to me at the moment, which is that when we develop spiritually, okay, so we can see it almost, the way I was kind of shown it was like two lines, okay? So when we want to develop spiritually, we want to kind of go like this, and we want to ascend. But as we know, and my tattoo actually does a really good description of it with the, I can't get my arm in the right position, with the Unalom, okay? We know from the Unalom that the path to enlightenment is not a straight line. Who knew I'd be using my tattoo as demonstration in this live? So as we know, the path to enlightenment is never a straight line, okay? But just for explanation purposes, so we want to develop spiritually, we want to ascend, we want to reach those higher levels of intuition, we want to connect more with our bodies and our intuition and spirit and source, and what's that higher truth for us. What is that guidance that we need to receive to move forwards, okay? And it is obviously shaped like this Unalom, but it's kind of an upwards line, okay? So we want to ascend, we want to develop, but within that ascension piece, there's a line going this way, okay? And this is where, and I'm, hey Rachel, how are you doing, lovely? So this line going this way, okay? On one side, we've got the energy, okay? We've got the energy, we've got the quantum, we've got the healing, we've got the frequencies, we've got the, for want of a better word, the love and light, okay? So the higher chakras, let's call this like the higher chakras. We've got the ascension and the spiritual development part, okay? But on this continuum, we're actually not gonna go up this Unalom. We're not actually going to go up this upwards line if we're not focusing on the human side, okay? And this is a big problem in the spiritual community at the moment. I'm just going to call it out. Is that we, like, yes, we're going up this straight line, we're going up this Unalom, but we spend all our time over here on this line, okay? So we spend all our time, for a lot of us, especially a lot of us who become spiritually awakened, or follow this path or do some healing, we spend a lot of our time over on the kind of higher chakras, the kind of love and light part, the energy part. But if we're not looking over here at this side of the line, this side of the line is the human part, okay? And that is the grounded action, that's actually taking action. So the way this line works in I'm looking for a line. The way this line works in real terms is we might sit down and meditate, okay? So we've gone over here, we've gone into the energy, we've gone into the light, we've gone into the higher chakras. We sit down and meditate, we receive the intuitive guidance that comes through to us from our higher selves, from source, from spirit. Okay, and we go, okay, right, so what's the action that's in this piece? And then we move to this side of the line and we do the human bit of that action. Does that make sense? So if we just sat and meditated and waited for the universe to deliver us things and focused on light, and we sent love and light, but we didn't do the human side of it, we'd be stuck over here on the line. And because we're stuck over here on the line, and because of, for a whole bunch of reasons that I don't have time to go into today, but if you want to delve a little bit deeper into this, but it links into deeper into energy and entities and what's going on energetically behind a lot of this stuff at the moment, is we believe that we are ascending spiritually, okay? But what we're actually connecting to, and I've been shown this this information as well. This is not just my view on this. Like, I've actually been shown that when we're over here, we're not actually connecting to source, okay? Unless we do this whole line and we focus on the human and the spiritual side, we're not connecting to source. What we're connecting to is actually a false light grid. And I've been shown this. And this false light grid makes us believe that we are connected to source. And this was, I don't know if anyone saw last year, I'm just gonna have a sip of my cacao actually. It's probably still a bit hot, but it's absolutely delicious because ceremonial grade dose today. So what we're actually doing is, if we focus too far over here into the spiritual and the energy side bit, it might appear to us that we are connecting into something and that we are achieving something. And because of the kind of energy confusion that happens in this space, to keep things really simple, there's a lot going on behind the scenes, as I say, a lot going on behind the scenes, like it has blown my mind. So I don't know if anyone saw last year, I was sharing that I was having this win where I was setting an intention before I went to the supermarket, and every time I got to the supermarket to get a trolley, there was already a pound coin in the trolley, and I was like, oh, this is magic, like it's all working, my manifesting is working, because every time I go, this pound coin is there whenever I set the intention. But what was actually happening was I was over here and I was connecting in. So I thought I had quite a good balance along this line, but what was actually happening was, it was like the energy, I mean, when I say the energy, I'm talking about lots of things like within the energy. So we've got entities, we've got dark forces at work, and I'm not going to go like too far down that road today, but the energy was saying, yeah, well done, you're manifesting, keep going, there's a pound coin in the trolley. Okay, so on some level I felt like I was in alignment because I was getting these signs, I was getting these things happen, but I wasn't. I was connecting in to this piece. So as soon as I could see, so my gift in my gene keys is to help others by rising above and seeing the bird's eye view of what's going on and being able to pull people out of the detail, okay? So those that work with me in my team have got detail as their top strength. Because I don't have the detail, you know, I can't go in, and I used to be a software tester, and I used to have to test detail when I was in my corporate career. I think I was really bad at it. So I don't have the detail, because my gift is to get you and pull you out of the detail and go, this is the bird's eye view, this is where you are now, this is where you need to get to. And I can intuitively, in that bird's eye view, I can intuitively feel what your gifts are, what your brilliance is, what your magnificence is, what you need to be doing to make money. I also have the money channel in my human design, which I was completely disregarding for so long, getting so triggered by posts saying, let me help you make 5-figure months, I'm a 6-figure business coach. All of those people were kind of triggering me when I was in that space, because I've actually got the money channel. And one of my clients recently, she has increased her income 10 times by working with me. So I kind of got to the point where I had to accept that because that was really triggering for me. And I've completely gone off on the tangent. What was the point I was making about that? Complete tangent. Yeah, that's it. So my gift is to help you zoom out and go, okay, here's the bigger picture, here's the piece, here's your journey, here's your gifts, here's your mission. This is how you can make money. And when I say that, like, it's an energetic kind of quantum shift that happens when people come into my space. It just happens. So because of that, I can see this line and I can see what's happening, and I was shown this grid, so I was able to zoom out, see the grid, disconnect myself from that grid, and help others disconnect from that grid as well, but also do some energy work on that grid and actually break it up so that we can connect back to source. Okay, but to do that, and to be able to do that level of energy work, and for us to be a clear channel, and for us to actually ascend, for us to actually, you know, go up this, I don't know if there's a way I can really show you properly, go up this Unalom, right? The kind of wonky path to enlightenment, is that we need to be focused on this human side. And this is what I see is massively missing, okay? So what's in this human side? Positive psychology, which is, you know, and I actually, my background was this human side. Okay, so this was my background in corporate. I have a degree in psychology. I went on and further studied positive psychology. I've studied neuroscience, I've studied quantum field, and this was my bag. I was well over here. Okay, and this side for me, so in my past, this side for me was shouting at me, and this side was actually what floored me and actually pushed me into leaving my corporate job and setting up my business. Was this energetic side, and for others they're in this side already. So they might be, you know, you might be a coach, a healer, a therapist, or you might just be like, you might just love meditating and, you know, going into this side as more of a thing that you love to do, or helps to inform you in your business. So yeah, so, you know, for all of us, we're all somewhere along that spectrum, but we need to be making sure we're stretching ourselves across all of it. So what's missing is the bit over this side. It's the positive psychology. It's creating daily habits for your happiness and daily habits for mindfulness, and through mindfulness that can then connect you with shadows. So the other part of this missing bit is shadow work as well. What about other realms? What do you mean by what exactly do you mean by that question, Sean? So other realms, I would say other realms come into this as well. So like the other realms, they're all there, and they're all kind of existing. But if we're too far over into the energy side of things and we're connected into the false grid, then we could potentially not actually be connected into all the realms. So that could be part of the, don't we travel? Yes, we do travel. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so if we're not connected fully to source, it might appear that we're going to other realms, and that we are, you know, we're accessing other dimensions and things, but we're actually not. Therefore, we're not actually ascending spiritually. Does that make sense? So if we focus over here on the human side, and we focus on building habits, we focus on doing shadow work on the things that come up for us and the triggers that come up for us, building those habits, in particular mindfulness habits are just like incredibly life-changing, and they've helped me massively as well. And what they've helped me do is, so Jon Kabat-Zinn, who's the grandfather of mindfulness, he talks about this analogy of a waterfall. And what he says is, when we're lost in our thoughts or we're lost in overwhelm, we are in the waterfall and we're getting wet by the water. What we want to do, and this is what mindfulness teaches us to do, and I know some of you on here have worked with me specifically on mindfulness, you want to step back behind the waterfall. Okay, so we're seeing the water in front of us, we're seeing our stream of thoughts, but we're us and they're our thoughts, so we become separate. Okay, so what we can start to see is when we take that step back behind that waterfall, we can then see over here in this human side where we might need to go. So what are we becoming aware of? What are we seeing in our thought processes? You know, so I might have some thoughts and then go, oh, they're not my thoughts. Where did they come from? Oh, maybe it's like energy entities. Maybe it's, oh, that sounds like something my mother would say. So perhaps I need to do some, you know, some shadow work around that and the conditioning around that. Oh, hang on. Yeah, my body's telling me I need a little bit more movement today. That's what my body is telling me. Or I need a bit more joy today. So how do I tap into those positive psychology habits to really boost my brain? Okay, so I'm going to be doing the card pulls in a moment. I just really wanted to explain this explain this process and explain this line. So this is the bit that I feel and see so strongly is missing, is this human side. Okay, and when we do things like positive psychology, we build our habits on a daily basis, we have a mindfulness habit, and we take responsibility for that shadow work, and we don't light wash it. Okay, you all know that word now, I'm sure, which is, when we plaster love and light over it. Oh, I'm sending you love and light, everything's okay. Well, no, not really, if you're not doing the inner work. Okay, if you're healing, if you're doing energy healing on someone else, you've not done your shadow work, you've not done that human side. What is the quality of that energy that you're really passing on? Because if you're not connected to source, what are you actually, what are you healing with? Okay, so just something to be aware of, some of the consequences of this. I don't want to scare you, but just some of the consequences of this line that we need to think about. Okay, so we want to be balancing across this line. Just going to check my notes to see if there's anything else. So another thing I just wanted to mention, and you might be kind of thinking this as I'm going along, is this, this human side is not sexy, right? And it's not seen as sexy in the online world or whatever, focusing on this really glamorous energy side and all the sparkles and the energy download, super sexy, whereas this human side, not so much. And I don't know why I'm using the word sexy, but just imagine what it would be like to have an amazing human side where you've built these habits, where you don't have stress and anxiety, where you have absolute joy and gratitude every day, and you're super happy. That's ultimately what it's all about, right? That's super sexy, someone being in their happiness. So yeah, so whilst on the surface it's not, it doesn't look as glamorous, actually that underpins everything. And in the work that I did in corporate, I had a 15-year corporate career. I worked with leaders, I developed leaders in this space, and with the research that we did and the research we tapped into and the white papers we tapped into, the organisations in this world that are ethical, that are absolutely smashing it in a really ethical way, in terms of their branding and in terms of the way they show up, and are making incredible profits and doing amazing things in this world, they've really nailed this human side. Okay, they are also using, interestingly enough, a lot of them are using the energy side as well. What's coming up energetically, cosmically, that's going to influence my business. And then the human side, how do I really engage the people in my team and get them as happy as they can be through using these habits? Because what they've found is positive psychology habits create more sales in businesses as well. So there's a direct correlation. This is something that Sean Aker found, who's the guy whose research I replicated that I talk about in my TEDx. Sean found a direct link between abundance and happiness. Okay, happier people make more money. Okay, and I'm sure you can all understand why that is, and the neuroscience of why that is, because we're not in fight or flight mode. So therefore, our behaviors, our awareness, even our physical perception increases when we're happier, right? So we can see more things, so we're going to spot more opportunities, right? It's really simple. Okay, so yeah, so the companies that are really, and I say ethically smashing it is how I'd want to describe them. I'm sure there's another phrase for it, but on a really connecting on a real human level and doing incredible things in the world, they're really tapping into this human level. Okay,